Hello everybody, welcome to the ITK Soccer Show. It's the 18th of August and we're recording it after the Champions League qualifiers that took place on Wednesday and Tuesday night. Of course, we're going to talk about all the Premier League results from match week 1 and we're going to preview the upcoming Premier League matches. And there's Europa League on tonight. What out of interest is in that? West Ham, I guess.
Yeah.
You say that as if you don't believe me that West Ham...
No, I haven't looked up the fixtures, to be honest. I don't really follow the Europa League.
I think it's West Ham.
West Ham will be due a match. It's probably a Spanish team in there.
Safe bet. Myself and Dan are here with you because John's late. I don't really know.
He's late, and we've waited a good 20 minutes now, and
I'd say so.
Someone's in a rush.
Someone's in a rush. Unfortunately.
Here, we'll go through them quickly. Fenerbahce are playing. West Ham are playing Astro. Ghent. Yeah, there's no one really good playing.
Okay.
To be honest, it's shite.
All right. Well, look, listen. If any news pops in your head relating to these clubs that we talk about, let us know. And
I have no Ghent news, I'm afraid.
No Ghent news.
No. I have Genk news.
There hasn't been much in the way of transfers, has there? Like this Mustafi thing isn't happening.
Mara signed a new deal, allegedly.
With no buyout clause. So what does that mean? It means he can
Kante
still
had his
go.
one, 32 million in.
But but does that not like indicate if there's no buyout clause that they're kind of saying, look, the right price is what it is?
Well, I think a buyout clause is you'd rather not have a buyout clause, because a buyout clause is kind of the guy going, I've got that offer there, I can go and give me twice the money.
So it just really means that the club get to decide. So if a bid comes in, they can be like,
it's much better for them to have a buyout, because it's pretty much the.
Well, why did he agree to that when he knows he's in demand?
I don't even know the deals of it, if it's fully gone through or what. But Ranieri says he's staying and he's signing a new deal. Sky Sports reported yesterday, but nothing's been confirmed. But
I thought it was confirmed. I could be wrong.
I think it's not yet. It probably will go through, but it was only like 2 days ago. His agent Dan Mara said I could leave, so it's all kind of up in the air.
So Mario Balotelli sought the sage advice of former manager Jose Mourinho during the week, and supposedly Mourinho advised him to go to either Wolves or Port Vale.
Wolves are buying Louis Zhao, actually.
The defender?
And they're offering him 95 grand a week.
Can Wolves afford that?
They've got a sugar daddy. Yeah.
Louis
Zhao is on his way to Wolverhampton Wanderers.
The Brazilian defender, Louis Zhao.
Brazilian defender.
How old is Louis Zhao now? Is he past it?
34, is he?
That makes sense.
Very big.
He was a very big man.
He was Benfica for a long time.
He was.
They get a shock in the championship. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think anything else that doesn't surround the Premier League here. Tielemans linked with United.
Bravo and Joe Hart.
Yeah, I was going to wait till we got to the City game, but it's an interesting one. Like, it's not like he hasn't been dropped before, but obviously the Bravo rumour
he's been dropped mainly to get a kick up the arse.
Yeah. The Bravo rumours, though, lead you to believe that.
Well, Bravo's, first of all, a better keeper. Let's not get away from that. He's a much better keeper.
Well, Joe hasn't had a good last 6 months anyway.
I don't think has he had really any outstanding season bar the year maybe they won the league?
Yeah, like
I really can't think of he's been so good.
There's been times where I've looked at him and I've thought he's great, but statistically I presume, and this might be just me thinking, but statistically I presume his best is when Company was at his best, and that doesn't mean Joe Hart's making a lot of saves. So
yeah,
I don't know. Okay, right. So let's move on to the results of the first week Premier League action. Oh, sorry about the dead air there. That was us taking a brief respite because John's here. Hi, John.
Oh, yeah. What did I miss?
We were talking about Tielemans to United. No, we were talking about Bravo and the Hart thing, and how even though Hart has been dropped before,
Joe Hart.
That this seems the end. Dan was asking, was he actually ever good, or is it just when Company is good?
He's English.
Yeah.
He's a solid keeper.
He's a good
shot.
He's
not brilliant.
Well, let's clarify.
He's a 6, 7 out of 10.
Okay, hold on. We need to clarify. We need to clarify something here. You're saying it's because he's English.
That's a big thing.
Okay, it's not that. It's because he's English and white.
But there's also very few black goalkeepers, and I'm saying that now.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about players.
He's a white guy.
Well, no, I don't think that would make much of a difference.
He was an English player.
Yeah,
he was an English player.
Well, Sterling is hyped to hell.
Yeah, he's an English player who was a leader of a team that won stuff. Like he wasn't captain, but he was nearly captain. Like he was the face. He's the face. He's in all the Head and Shoulders ads. He's in. all the shaving
Lads
ads.
will eat.
He's all over the place. Lads will eat. He didn't get Nivea. That's all Adams.
Nivea's on it, yeah.
But he's in all these ads.
Didn't he save a penalty after getting some hair shampoo on his head, didn't he?
Yeah. Do you not remember the English press got mad when City lost to Barcelona, but Joe Hart made like 37 saves that were all directly at him? Like.
Yeah.
He saved a penalty there.
If Sterling hadn't been sold to City, we would have never seen Adam Lallana clean shaven. Because they had to redo that Nivea spot.
It's so true.
It's just the butterfly effect, lads.
Poor Adam.
That's
shaved that
that's
1
the-
week of his
He
life.
looks shocking shaved. I'll tell you that. Don't we all, though?
But a few strokes of razor.
I'm talking
He
about
makes
people who
himself
can grow
look like
facial
a
hair, John.
12-year-old boy.
I can't. I can grow a good pube, neck beard, but I can't really get anything else going there.
You can grow a pube and a neck beard, I hear.
Yeah,
At the same time.
Same thing, really.
All right. Okay, so let's have a look at Leicester and Hull, which was the first game of the weekend. No Friday night football in week 1, but we're getting it coming up tomorrow.
Funf.
Funf.
Go to the morgue for it if you want to come.
Yeah.
You
I
said
actually
you're
just
just for Pokemon.
Yeah, I just forgot about Friday night football. What is it again?
It's fun.
It's
United,
Man United and
Southampton?
Pogba's
Pogba's debut.
Pogba's debut.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, people are calling this a huge shock on account of Hull only having 13 registered professionals in their matchday squad. They took the lead with maybe the greatest goal of all time, simply because it was a double bicycle kick.
Yeah, it's
2
rare.
players did a bicycle kick.
It was like a FIFA glitch.
It was unbelievable.
It was absolutely mental.
Let it be said that the first Premier League goal scored this season was a double bicycle kick.
Who was credited with the goal? Was it Hernandez or Odejibu? Whatever his name was.
It's Diamendi.
Diamande, that's it. Diamande.
Yeah, he was credited, but it was literally completely a 50-50.
You could tell that me and Neil were reading it there, and Dan actually knew who it was. It's like, who was credited with the first goal? Diamandi. There you go.
Yeah, man, Diamandi. Then Mahrez
I felt a
scored-
bit bad.
oh,
Sorry, that first goal. I felt a bit bad for Schmeichel because he made almost one of the saves of the season from the corner.
Yeah, it's not going to be remembered at all.
No.
Like.
There's a good goalkeeper, by the way. Kasper
Nice.
Schmeichel.
See 2 goals to Hull, man.
He didn't look great in the Community Shield either.
Well,
Well, he was
Leicester
great.
didn't look good at all in both the games.
Yeah, something's going on with Leicester. Anyway, Mahrez was awarded a penalty.
That wasn't a penalty, though.
That wasn't a penalty.
No,
It was outside the box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was.
And he converted on 47 minutes. And then Dan's old squeeze, Robert Snodgrass.
He was great.
He was brilliant. He was so good.
But
yeah.
this match will be remembered for 2 things: the double bicycle and Jamie Vardy punching himself in the face as hard as he could.
I forgot when we were watching it that did I text that to the group?
You texted to the group, yeah.
Had you guys noticed yet?
No, we
I didn't
missed it.
notice. I was watching, but I was kind of like the match was awful.
Has there
The
been
first
any-
half was terrible.
Has there been any press about that since? Because I forgot that happened and I said it to you.
No, I
He
don't think so.
punches
Is that how he
himself
broke? Is that why he wears that cast? He broke his wrist by doing it. Like, or-
Probably. It's an aggressive way. Like, if he doesn't get a few goals,
he
God
gave
knows the
himself
damage
a
he'll do to
deck.
himself. It was really...
Oh no,
he had a
hit
bad
himself
game.
hard.
Yeah.
He had a swivel and he missed it and went to his leg like a
Yeah.
fool. Then he missed another good chance as well.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Wenger is right not to buy him.
Any conclusions?
He rejected Arsenal.
I think
My
they
shout-
miss Kante a lot in midfield. I
And
don't
Hoot
think
as well.
King and Drinkwater wouldn't do it for me.
Where did we all have our
10th?
10th?
You guys
had-
had in top
you
7.
Had, you had 9th and I had 8th.
Oh
no.
I'd 8th.
You would like one of you had in 7th or 6th.
No, it was 8, 9 and 10th.
I could really just bring up the results. I need to bring them up, or the predictions anyway, when I'm asking about your flops and successes.
Ah,
later.
here I didn't think of that this week.
No,
Too late, yeah.
Too late.
He gave you 1 week.
I gave you a week.
Well, I forgot.
Just say Mick and IU,
Okay.
like I did. All right. Southampton, Watford 1-1 at St Mary's. Goals from Kapue and Watson, Redmond in the middle, 58 minutes. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see any of this. Sorry.
Redmond had a decent enough debut. I think Southampton might not struggle. That I don't think they'll go down, but having Shane Long as their sole striker up front is not good. And although it was funny trying to see him get past Ben Watson and do it comfortably before Ben Watson dragged him down.
That was really shocking red card, wasn't it?
It was like the most red card challenge.
It was
you can
such a
do.
pro Evo. I was like, well, I'm going to press O and I'm going to hack you down.
Yeah, he's past me now. Good luck.
Sudan will take a while to get used to this new manager, but you know they've also got Charlie Austin to come back fit, so they've got a few. You know, I think they might sign another striker. Well, they've got Jay Rodriguez to come back as well, so they've got.
Has he been off for like 2 years though?
if he's fit, he'd be all right. Like Rodriguez.
Who comes back from 2 years and is good?
Yeah, I know. But
You know.
yeah, maybe they needed a striker now. But
Middlesbrough and Stoke. Middlesbrough's first game in the Premier League this season with former Manchester City striker
yes, it is their first game of the season.
Negredo. Give me a minute.
Right.
Scored within 11 minutes before the Shaq Attack, who scored the goal of the tournament in the Euros, converted a free kick after they were about to sub him.
I think Negredo's goals could keep Middlesbrough up this year because I do think he's fairly
I think
solid.
it'll be their defence that'll keep them up.
Yeah, well, top 10 finish then. If you add ours together.
Well, Negredo was a really astute boy.
Yeah, true.
Are we getting to a stage now where we can kind of forget about Kabay and we can say that Shaqiri is the best player in a not so good team?
He hasn't performed though. He's doing these flashes of brilliance, like the goal he scored against Everton last year. Hold on, yeah.
His last few months were pretty good.
He was gas on Match of the Day when they were taking him off and he stood over the free kick and Mark Hughes was like, wait, hang on. And he knocked it in and then they made a different sub. They took someone else off. So they asked him, like, the manager was about to take you off. And he was like, well, I guess it was the wrong decision. And then just had a big smile on his face. Like,
You're just still bitter nearly didn't go to Liverpool.
Of course I am.
You were so sad he chose Stoke over Liverpool.
I was. First he chose Inter, then he chose Stoke. Well, I think by the time he chose Stoke...
How many times did you think? The Shaq Attack?
The Shaq Attack. Full year with Shaq Attack in my Master
Shaq
League.
Attack spelled S-H-A-Q.
Yeah.
Shaqiri's crosses to Hugo. Oh, Brent could have won the league.
He's won the
top
game.
scorer last year.
He won. He won a few matches for Stoke last year.
Dawson's he's been a match winner, but I think he needs to. His overall performances have been great. I think like the goal against Everton last year was absolutely insane when he lobbed Tim Howard from like 35 yards.
Yeah.
But the outside of his boot. The goal earlier today was he's scoring these really good goals, but I think he needs to. He's more talented to contribute more.
He's like 5'1", and it's not like he's on the same growth hormones for his legs that Messi were. Like
his legs are fucking like tree trunks. Like.
I know he got a Roberto Carlos transplant.
Ah, sorry.
There you go.
He's doing your 80s sitcom fans.
Where's the fake laugh?
No one said anything funny yet.
Okay, all right.
There it is.
Everton and Spurs. This was the first game for us very lucky Irishmen. Hosted by Niall Quinn, co-hosted by Niall Quinn. These 3 o'clock kickoffs are going to change the world. We didn't talk about it on last week's show, but I've said it to you both individually since, that on a match week where there's obviously 10 games and there's a Friday night kickoff, potentially 8 games can be on television now.
Sky Sports have a 3 o'clock game now.
It's only for us though.
I never knew that.
You didn't know this happened this year?
No, I knew. I thought Satanta had it.
No,
always.
They do. So here's how it goes, right? You can have a Friday night match on Sky. Then on Sky have Saturday mornings back. Sky have a 3 o'clock. And Air have a 3 o'clock. Sky have the late Saturday. Or sorry, BT now have the late Saturday. They swap basically the early and late Sky and BT. And then on a Sunday, a Super Sunday, you've got 2. And then Monday Night Football. So that's 8 out of 10.
I don't think there's ever going to be the 8 though.
Well, you can't watch both 3 o'clock kickoffs at the same time.
Yeah, you never know though. We could figure it out. This Saturday though, like me and Dad got together to watch all the football. We were so excited, but the 3 matches on TV were such like slugs to get through. Like this is one of them. Everton could have been 3-0 up in the first half if they had a decent striker. Delafeu fluffed a few decent chances. I think Lukaku would have put away. But Spurs came into it in the second half. Stecklenburg made 1 great save. 2 actually. But
they're linked to Joe Hart.
Who? Everton?
You'd be a good buy for them because they don't have a keeper.
That's true.
Would you go in for Joe Hart as a Liverpool fan?
We have 1 dodgy keeper already.
He wouldn't
go to
Liverpool.
Of course he would.
He'd go to Everton before he go to Liverpool.
Yeah.
No, I don't
That's
think
an
they'd
interesting
sell
one.
him there.
Are we a rival to City now? I don't think we are.
Like see Joe Hart going abroad, just having the time of his life in Milan.
Who else is
him
into a mess? Seville. I've made inquiries. I heard, but they've got Rico. He's a good keeper. Like
he's great with 3-minute warning.
Into Milan or something.
Lamela got the equaliser for Spurs on 60 minutes, but as John said, it was Everton's game to lose in the first half.
And they nearly did lose it as well. They were lucky to hang on.
I do like Barkley celebrating that free kick that he scored, like he meant it.
Oh.
Larry's for Spurs for the next few matches is a loss.
It's 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
And my fantasy team.
Don't know what to loss to my fantasy team. Although Klopp said he might be back.
Yeah, he's only on an orange.
I took him out already.
Oh, did you? All right. Yeah. Okay, so Crystal Palace lost, much like keeping in the same vein with their form at the end of last season, to West Brom at Selhurst Park. John's main man, Ron Don, doing the goal.
If I asked you to draw a Tony Pulis goal,
can you?
This would be it. It would be a free set piece, long ball, flick on by a tall striker, and it's in the back of the net. Crystal Palace sold all their strikers. They sold Balassi, and they're in a desperate attempt to sign Benteke, but they've offered like 20 million and another 10 if Crystal Palace get Champions League football. And Liverpool are thinking about that, being like,
that is the most amazing clause.
Such a Pardew.
It's amazing
transfer, that isn't it?
Because we all hear, especially these days, a fee and then plus add-ons. Yeah. And add-ons can mean so many different things. If the club sell him on again is the most common add-on, but they can be anything.
Can you imagine if Leeds had sold when they sold Kasper Schmeichel to Leicester and they had gone, if you win the Premier League, you owe us 20 million. Sure.
They probably would have taken that. These
outrageous things are going to be happening.
That was the thing when Glenn Johnson, when he went, Portsmouth would have got $1 million if we'd won the league in 13-14, and they really need that money.
So they went with it.
Well, no, it was Liverpool didn't win the league, so they didn't get the money. But
what I mean is that was a clause.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Moving on, Burnley against Swansea. Yeah, these 3 o'clock kickoffs were pretty shit, to be fair. Actually, the whole first day was pretty shit. Leroy Fer on 82 minutes scoring for Swansea at Turf Moor. So Burnley start off their season back up top.
I don't know much really about either team. Well, Llorente was great for Swansea. I think he was man of the match. But Dan, you were saying that you thought Burnley might win that game. And they'll probably need to win games like that if they want to stay up.
I think at home. They'll win their games at home. They will. It can really go one or two ways for the promoted teams, and they can go up in the first day of the home game. Yeah. It's like they can get overjoyed and overzealous with it, and then they realise and they lose focus because of the actual atmosphere. Or they can use that and actually use it as springboard and win the game. Yeah. So it just went against them. Like Middlesbrough, it went well for them. I know, they got a point, but it can just go either way. Like Hull, they beat Leicester. It seems to be one of those two things that really go either way, and it just kind of fell flat for Burnley. Whatever happened, I think they'll go down, but they won't be. They won't be hammered 6-7-0 Burnley in any game this year. No way.
City narrowly scraped by Sunderland.
And the English press went mad.
At the Etihad. Aguero with a pen on 4 minutes. He'd missed 2 later on in the week. Jermaine Defoe on 71 minutes. And Paddy McNair own goal saved City at the end. What was the crack with his formation and stuff? Did Pep kind of go mental here? Because he was a lot more typical and straightforward in the midweek.
Well, I didn't see the midweek game, but
4-4-2, except the Silva's centre mid.
Well, he played DM against Sunderland.
He played DM,
yeah,
not centre.
He was one of the 8 DMs. Yeah, he was around
there. So what they did was essentially when they had the ball, Sagna tucked in to a right side of defensive midfield, and Clichy on the other side tucked into left side defensive midfield. And then Fernando dropped in and made it a 3 at the back, which he did play an awful lot with Bayern Munich last season. And he did try and experiment with that when they bought Cesc at Barcelona. They tried to have the 4 lads.
So they could have Iniesta, Busquets, Xavi and
Cesc at the top of the diamond. That's what they tried. Yeah. So they actually went 3 at the back and they took them in, but they were passing around each other, but there was no movement or nothing. They were just lucky that
Did Stones play?
Who gave away the penalty?
Did Stones play?
Stones played with Kolarov centre half.
Van Aanholt, is it?
No. Was it fun? Oh well, some idiot gave away the penalty 5 minutes in, and when Aguero scored. If they didn't get that, they were in trouble. It was really, really weird. I don't know why.
The tactics were obviously, I don't know if it's how Barcelona played, but it was obviously to put more men in Sunderland's half, so they'd feel the pressure. But the problem is Sunderland also had their whole team defending, so there was no space for
there was honestly about 10, 11, 12 players literally within about a 5 metre radius at times.
Overall, were City lucky to win?
I think so.
Sunderland missed 1 or 2 chances and they hit them on the break a few times.
Defoe's goal was great.
Defoe took his goal well.
He always does.
I don't know why Pep was trying to make it so complicated, because I've never seen him do that ever. I've seen him put Lam into midfield. We all know what he did there. But he always generated his width from 2 wide men, and the fullbacks would always be helping him. And then, like, they might have strikers, might drop deep. A centre half might go into midfield. You've seen all these sort of things before. Maybe a wide man might come in or something. They do little things like that. I've never seen two fullbacks, not one, but two, come in and leave the width completely on left and right for no one.
Well, for Barca, Busquets, if the team were pressing up into the final third, Busquets would always drop back and let Alba, well, whoever the fullbacks were at the time, go up, and they would almost become a three at the back. But that was the biggest shape shift.
Yeah, no, but they didn't need two guys right beside him as well.
No.
It was really weird.
No.
I don't know why Pep was trying to actually... I think he's a tactical genius. What I've seen him do, things he has done. I don't know why he was making it so complicated.
Well, maybe
he's got a big master plan behind it. Really weird. I'd like to see more of it because I don't know what he's going to do.
Does City have any tough games coming up?
Don't know.
I just think they might scrape through a few more of these Sunderland type matches. Feel a bit bad for David Moyes because he
Poor
was
Paddy
he was
McNair.
a few minutes away from getting a result. Paddy McNair comes
He's on
in
the pitch like 30 seconds.
yeah, so
Yeah.
just like after all,
Moyes was convinced he had a point. Convinced.
yeah, and
Because he brought on the defender and he goes, right, striker off,
Yeah.
defender on, oh shit.
Now we move on to Sunday, and
the good day.
this is a very good day.
Day we can talk about.
So Bournemouth versus United kicked off at 1:30 at the Vitality Stadium, as it's now known. Adam Smith, that was for first 40 minutes. Basically, United couldn't really do anything.
Bournemouth were the better team first half.
Yeah, Man United had way more possession, but just nothing was happening. And then out of the blue, the red-headed stepson, Juan Mata, scored on 40 minutes. When there's just absolute calamity.
I don't
in
know
the box.
what was it Cook? No, it was Francis. Sorry.
Yeah.
What Francis was doing. The back, like he made a mess of it first of all. Then Barch bailed him out, and then he just kicked it straight back at Matt.
I think it was
Like, what
unlucky.
are you doing?
The ball did bounce off him. I don't.
No,
think
but like
don't think he's like I'm gonna give
if he had just as like it was very poor.
Mata, the nicest guy in football. I'm gonna give him another clear chance at our goal. Like
No, it was. I thought Man United was real working. Like I thought second half they actually were good. I thought second half they were really good. Second half.
Rooney was like having a Rooney game.
I thought he was shite, even though he scored. I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. He was shite, and then I commented on our group that he was shite, and then he scored. Of course.
Like I thought they played.
Yeah.
He kept the ball well, Rooney, but I didn't think
But that's all he does now.
that's all he can do now. And
He's the epitome of the thing that United fans complain about over the last 4 seasons, where it's not direct anymore, it's side passing.
slow pedestrian left, right.
And that's it. Like Rooney never ever tries to break through the final third, really. He never tries to make runs on the shoulder of defenders.
he made
he
one
never
decent
goes
run.
straight.
I don't know if he set something up, but it was similar to the run he had in the FA Cup
It was
final
was it the
last
one
year.
where Zlatan did the ridiculous extend the leg assist?
Yeah.
That was okay. That was the one time I remember.
Zlatan was very good second half. I didn't realize how good he was at not necessarily holding up the ball, but it's like you knock the ball up to him, he takes it down and then flicks it, and he seems to know where his runner is. I thought that was really impressive.
His technique is ridiculous,
and he seems hungry, which is good. He's got 2 goals now in 2 games. But one thing I would say about the goal, I think Barca's done better.
I so disagree.
I know you do disagree. I said this the other day. I just think though the way he was 30 yards out.
It was perfectly placed.
It was
It's like
perfectly-
Costa's goal
It
later
was
on in the week.
30 yards out, and he placed it into the corner.
He did.
A
Because
good
he's that
keeper will say
good.
that.
Like the Toddies and Del Pieros and Zlats of the world can do that.
No, I'm not having that. That can go from
Wow.
that distance.
I
The keeper should be getting down to. You're a professional goalkeeper. You should be saying.
I liked Rooney's header because Martial like completely mishit his volley and it just bounced and Rooney.
You got a fucking assist.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
And Rooney was just able to direct it in the corner. I thought United were quite good in the second half. They definitely struggled to get going in the first half, but I think it's Bournemouth are a quick young team and United are a slow old team.
Do you think?
I still think
What do you think of Bournemouth now this season? I think they'll stay up.
I think they'll
But the
struggle for goals.
second season. Well, I don't know. They got Graben, they've got Stanislas, they've got King, they've got Gradle will score, and they've got your man up front, Callum Wilson now. So they had last year Tyron Mings out. They had for most of the season, pretty much all the season, Callum Wilson and the other guy they bought as well last year. What's his name? There's another guy out who missed a full season as well. Can't remember his name. It was
It's tough to tell from that game.
Mings, Tyron Mings, Max Gradle, and Callum Wilson all out.
Yeah.
If they had a better goalkeeper,
I think Barch did.
he's
all
one of
right.
the worst in the league.
Oh,
That would start every league. Him and Mignolet are the two worst.
The
Joe Hart. Sorry,
the thing about United, if I was a fan, what I would take a lot of positives from this.
Absolutely.
You looked at that midfield of it was Herrera and Fellaini, wasn't it? Yeah. Like if you have Mick to come in, if you can accommodate Mick and Pogba in that midfield, or at least maybe Mick for Mata and Pogba, if you get Schneiderlin working,
I think Schneiderlin would be key in that team. I don't think
over Fellaini.
I don't think
as a proper
Fellaini and
DM.
Herrera or Pogba would be tactically good enough in big
As a
games.
DM.
I don't think
they'd cut out a
Schneiderlin
lot.
works. Well, maybe we'll see them tomorrow. Obviously, Mkhitaryan will come in at some point. I don't know if he's not fit yet. That's why Matt is playing.
Yeah, it has to be.
Pogba will probably come in for Fellaini, but it's Mourinho, so he could easily come in for Herrera.
I think he'll come in for Herrera because I think Mourinho, like me, fancies Fellaini as a DM. I don't think he'll trust Pogba as a DM. Pogba needs to be a creative force.
I'd drop Rooney.
Yeah,
And
look,
I'd-
Dan. Yeah, we all know that's what you should do.
Schneiderlin
That's not
and Herrera, I'd
happening.
go in midfield. Even though Fellaini played okay,
Schneiderlin's
but I don't
interesting.
think he's just so lanky and awkward.
I wouldn't play
midfield.
Herrera. If I could,
Maybe that's the issue I have.
I go Schneiderlin.
And he threw a guy to the ground as well. He was after his old tricks again.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Fellaini. I don't like that. He's
I
not
go
even-
as a front six. I go Schneiderlin, Pogba, Mata in the hole.
Front six.
Mick, Martial, Zlat.
We didn't talk about it. Adam Smith's goal was an absolute cracker.
It was
and I
great.
was appalled because it cost me like 12 points on fantasy.
You just can't help
I can't.
talking about fantasy.
You see,
You
John's
can't
had a
wait to-
really good week, and he's like
Oh.
doing well. He's at the right end of the table for the first time ever.
I was having a good
after
week.
one
and then
week
that,
of
and then that
fantasy.
Chelsea game.
Do we have the code handy, by the way? Because we're at 14 now, and I want to kind of get it up pretty quick.
I'll try to find it.
All right. Moving on to the game of the week. Liverpool and
fucking
Arsenal. It was absolutely barmy. So on 28 minutes after tremendous Arsenal pressure and Liverpool looking very pedestrian, Moreno, who had already escaped a ridiculous tackle in the box on Ramsey.
Do you remember his header as well?
Oh, absolutely.
And
He
just
was
headed
was having a shocking 30 minutes, and it culminated with giving away a penalty, which Walcott missed. Less than a minute, well, about a minute later, he made up for it with a pretty nice goal. And then Philip Coutinho was taken down outside the box, a bit of a soft foul,
Yes.
and he scored. I can comfortably say now it will be in the top 5 free kicks of the season when all is said and done.
Jack wasn't saving that.
And then the Liverpool who played Barcelona came out for about 25 minutes. And it was the best football of the weekend. And I'm saying that as unbiasedly.
Oh, it was,
Just the best football of the weekend. Coutinho, Lallana, Windjammer, Mane and Firmino were absolutely telepathic with each other. One of the a really, really incredible assist that set up Lallana from Windjammer. And then 19 incredible passes unanswered to set up Coutinho for a tap in, which he did with his shin. After that, Chamberlain scored a really nice solo goal that did deflect, but Mignolet was shite. Then
Got
we
a
had,
deflection right in front of him. I wouldn't exactly blame him.
it was really close, the deflection, to be fair. I don't think he had a great game. Callum Chambers then scored a header, and
Walcott had a chance at the end. He stumbled over the ball.
Walcott had a chance. Yeah. But then Mane scored, in between the Chamberlain and Chambers goal, before that, excuse me, at the end of Liverpool's madness, I forgot to mention, Mane scored the Pro Evo goal, where he literally just pushed past everyone,
I'll
ran
tell you,
in, cut in, and
I was
scored.
always saying how confident I was Liverpool would win that match. And one more thing to John, are you finally going to see that Klopp is the guy that he will...
I could tell you that result was going to happen. That's all that happens under Klopp. We have a couple of minutes.
You said you'd probably lose.
The way to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent...
Yeah,
one I said we draw, and we should have.
You're both right. You're both
And
right.
we would have,
We
except-
almost never ever beat Arsenal away. Okay.
Yeah, but how did I know you'd win that match? And I was confident you would.
But
even
Dan-
when
Dan-
when it out.
You were a little confident in Liverpool, but you were more confident how bad Arsenal were. That Arsenal team was horrendous, and the thing that got Liverpool off lucky was Ramsey went off injured. They brought on Cazorla, and for some reason Cazorla can't pass towards the right, and he went every pass towards Chamberlain. So no one was attacking Moreno despite his
I
awful
couldn't
first
believe
half.
that. I couldn't
They
believe,
also
couldn't
missed
believe
a
that
pen.
Walcott running on Moreno. That was probably the worst full-back performance I've honestly seen in a decade.
Yeah. They also
I could not believe how
Europa
bad it was.
League was worse.
yeah, it was.
The Europa League.
Moreno in the Europa League. They also missed a pen.
Oh, yeah.
Like this could have easily been 4-4.
Well, I wouldn't look at the penalty, to be honest. Like they
You have
scored
to.
pretty much. They knocked it out, came back and scored.
But look,
Again, Mourinho again, and he nearly gave another penalty on Ramsey.
like in theory, Dan, you're right. The Liverpool that showed up for that 25 minutes would destroy that Arsenal team, but they only showed up for 25 minutes. I don't think it was.
You're not going to be able to play at that high intensity for 90 minutes.
Yeah, but
There's
we
no
can't
way
do
you can.
basic things.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think you're missing a really top class centre midfielder.
I agree, but
Klopp,
Klopp,
there's a
this
time
is
when you
Klopp's
need to
team. He wanted to put Wijnaldum as a centre mid for some reason, and Wijnaldum looks lost. Grant, I don't think Ramsey was match fit, who could take advantage of that.
The thing with the Arsenal.
Yeah, like that wasn't a good Arsenal team. Like the Arsenal's defense is very poor. Like I think these two teams will finish pretty close to each other. But like I said in the predictions, Liverpool 6th, because I've no doubt that they'll smash a couple of teams. But they've Burnley this weekend. Burnley need one decent chance around Moreno's side. To like people were saying, calling Clavin's debut explosive. He conceded 3 goals, 3 very soft goals.
Well, you can't really call it an explosive start when you can see 3 goals.
Yeah,
But he was good in the air.
First half, I thought first half. I know, John, I have to really disagree with you. When I texted, I thought you were really. I didn't think you were great first half, to be honest. I thought you showed signs of the counter because Arsenal were pushing very, very high, which I thought was very dangerous with the 2 young lads at the back. But the first half, I thought Arsenal were just better. I thought they controlled the game and what they had to do. But the Coutinho goal changed it. And I just said to you guys, I was convinced after that goal, Arsenal would collapse. Knew they would collapse after it. And I'm not taking it away from Liverpool, but they collapsed.
Well, we collapsed then as well, to be fair.
I don't think you collapsed. I think
we actually held the game out.
I thought you
pretty
did
well,
okay, to be honest. Chamberlain got a goal from nothing. And then you conceded a set piece. But Arsenal were never really threatening.
And
if
if
it
it
wasn't-
wasn't,
like,
if it
Firmino
wasn't
got
for
a shot
Mane
on.
being in
Like, if anyone was going to score
that's
again,
true.
it looked like it would have been Liverpool. Even though it was end to end. But
It's far closer than you're giving it. If Mane didn't score like this ridiculous goal, it would have been a draw. And we also had supposedly the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League save a penalty. So like it's just it's not.
I think
It's just a
really-
bad. It was a
not
bad
giving-
Arsenal team.
Yeah.
it wasn't a good Arsenal team, but
Still,
you know, I just thought though that, you know, you guys were much better, and I think the way that he played Ramsey, he went off injured. People were saying bring out Koscielny if he had got injured as well. We don't know. Like Lloris went off
Well,
injured.
Koscielny was in the stands.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but like, holding should have Mustafi signed. Like, he's still not signed.
no. Well,
It's a week later.
You know, he could have played Koscielny. He was being stupid not to.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And Wenger came under a lot of criticism, and I think he should have. Not
And
starting
we can
Xhaka.
get rid of the myth that Alexis doesn't work as a number 9. He doesn't. He's not a number 9.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Just
you buy
to-
Xhaka, your only player for 30 odd million, and you leave him on
you
the
bench
bench.
him, yeah.
And he probably had more fouls and passes. In the
Oh, he
match.
did, yeah. He has a bad
kicked the-
disciplinary
no, he
record,
kicked people.
Here. Just 2 really quick points on Liverpool that I want to ask. The first one is, let's say that you have the option of bringing Ings and Sturridge and Chan into that midfield and attack, and you can keep up that intensity for long periods in most matches. Obviously, unarguably, probably will end up being one of the best attacks this season if you can do that and if you can bring those players in. It's the defense that's the issue. If you were to get like a good partnership and keep Sacco and Matip fit, in theory,
Will it be Saka and Matip?
I believe that's
I
the
see
plan.
Lovren starting over.
I think
Over
it'd be
Matip?
I think it'd be Lovren
Yeah.
and Saka.
Okay, well let's.
Well, that doesn't
Okay,
do much for me.
okay, well that was the question. If Liverpool, see, I was thinking of like a partnership plucking out of thin air.
Did Lovren start, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he did by default, at least in my opinion. But do you think if Liverpool can shore up the defence one way or another, that
You need it. You need a left back.
It's
you
all
need
about
you
the
need
left
a good goalkeeper. You need it. I
Klopp
don't
said
rate your
he's,
centre halves.
Klopp did say he was still interested in getting a left back today.
I think that the way Klopp seems to be setting up this team seems like he's fine with it. Like he's more comfortable with Henderson and Wijnaldum as centre mid. He's more going forward. He thinks.
I honestly
He's
believe
trusted.
Henderson is going to be sacrificed for a fully fit Chan. I really do. I think it's Wijnaldum and Chan. I really do.
Well, apparently, if Milner's the starting left back,
yeah.
Will Milner start left back? He's
Yeah.
probably a better option than Moreno at the
and
moment.
Clavin could play there as well. So
Yeah.
I think he's a better option than Moreno.
Okay,
'Cause considering
speaking of,
Moreno's last 2
yeah.
disastrous games, the Europa League final. and-
Agreed. And Moreno only has good games when Sacco's beside him usually.
Yeah.
Sacco is
Sacco
not
can
good
Can you
for
cover
not play Moreno? I know, use him as a winger.
he doesn't
And
play.
a left
he doesn't
side.
play wingers.
No, but play him further up the pitch.
He's not going to have the quality of the people who we do play
No,
in those
I'm
positions.
not. I'm not going
They
to
could
drop
be
anyone.
taking
I'm just
Coutinho's
saying
spot
though,
then.
like if you need to put him on, just put him. Even last 20 minutes of a game, give him a run out left wing.
There's nothing wrong with that theory, I suppose.
Like I think it's his best position. Is Joe Gomez fit? Maybe can you put him left back?
That would be ideal. He's almost back.
What about Jose Enrique doing his laps
He's
of his
definitely-
up to his bin and back?
Definitely
gone.
released.
Definitely gone.
He's going to be in the back of
Someone else
Benteke's
has
bag.
gone. We just got breaking news there.
Hugo.
Hugo is officially gone.
Yeah.
1 year he lasted. How much
He'll
did we
keep
accept
Palace
for it?
Oh well, it looks like they've agreed a deal of 32 million. So they've literally broke even. I can't believe you broke even.
So hold
that
on, if
one.
we're getting 32 million, did we make a profit this summer?
Yeah, it's Liverpool fans will be appalled.
That's incredible business.
Might get Mustafi.
Wait a
in,
minute,
if
and we
you
still have
believe
to
the
sell
rumour.
Ballo to Port Vale. We'll get at least 5 for that.
Okay, sound to Dundalk.
We'll get there. Okay, Monday Night Football. We had Chelsea taking on West Ham at Stamford Bridge.
I was at a Louis C.K. for this.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't really see it. But a friend texted me and he goes, both Matic and Kante are starting. Colour me interested. 2 DMs.
Yeah.
Looks like Chelsea sort of got lucky with maybe the penalty, maybe Costa still being
Costa
on the
should have
pitch.
been again.
Lovely finish by Collins. I love that sort of goal by a centre back when the ball just lands to them on the volley and they're like, I'll show you how to do this. They
Yeah.
just whack it into the goal.
I thought they
Jagielka
were
against us.
last minute goal, but Conte certainly had the crowd going and everything at the end. So there could be a connection there, kind of as well, which has been lacking maybe since Mourinho's.
It was nice to
maybe-
get a reaction
yeah,
there.
2 years now, probably
The,
nearly.
the City game, the fans were a disgrace going into the 87th minute. Like, the camera went around, they're all just sitting there going,
Well, the
Wouldn't
Arsenal
mind
fans
it.
left after Mane's goal. Quite a few people left.
You can understand Arsenal fans leaving.
First game of the season.
they wanted to get.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The way that club has been run and treated,
You give out about people leaving early more than anybody else.
I
know.
think it's a stand against what has happened. That club has been run disgracefully, and the best thing for Arsenal to happen
still
is
have
for
them
them
finishing top 4, Dan, don't you?
for them to be
No, he doesn't.
for them to be dropped out.
Oh, really?
If they were to be dropped out of the top 4 this year, right?
Yeah.
They would they would be the best thing for ever happened to them.
I don't know who
If
it
they were
was.
to drop
I think
out. Absolutely, 100%. If they drop out, they'd go, wait a minute, we can't keep doing this. Wenger will have to buy or we'll have to sell him and we'll have to actually. They're sitting on a gold mine in there. They have so much money at that club and they're not spending it. And they're about £2 million on a guy who got relegated for Bolton.
Henri's no
No,
longer with the
good
club. He was given an ultimatum whether
he
to
was
stay.
great on
stay
Sky, wasn't he? When we
This
were,
is it. Whether to stay with the U team or go. And now that he has, because supposedly Arsene saw a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Well, Henri is slating them even more now. He, as John just said, he was great. He felt like he'd been let off the leash. Curtis Axel, the chains are off, and you know he was saying that one of his theories was players are starting to get a bit cold to the idea of going to Arsenal. Basically, what Liverpool went through 5 years ago and still are going through.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Would Lacazette not go if they just met the money?
Well,
'Cause
I think
the,
he'd go
the
because
theory,
he's at
the
Lyon.
theory in the media is that like Wenger's a spinster and he doesn't want to spend, and there's plenty of proof of that. But Henri is in football, and he's saying that it might be a case that people don't want to go. I never thought that
I
was the
think
case.
he might have been like a character. Do you remember that was the story that came out in Gerrard's book that like they had him texting like Cruz being like, "How are you, old buddy, old pal? Fancy kicking the ball about in Anfield? Great atmosphere, great history. Call us back.
Still can't believe Brendan got him to do that.
LOL."
Yeah.
Because Brendan called him back and be like,
He
"Here,
probably put a
do
football
you fancy
emoticon.
Right.
Try to get Cruz at Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
He got Gerrard to text Cruz.
yeah.
Do you not know this?
It was before he went to Madrid. Like
Oh
I
my
think
It was just
God.
like
it was before.
Steven, give him we text. Cruz, we text. I got his number.
It's just
Well, first of all, that'd be replacing
Well, I
Gerrard
think-
as well. So I don't think he would have
I
done
think
that. Like.
I think Bren went to meet him, but I think Cruz just thought he was like the hotel manager and just asked for more hotels and just left. Like.
They had a Colorado Rapids against LA Galaxy on before Raw live on Monday night.
They've voted Robbie Keane as the greatest ever
Yeah.
transfer into the MLS. Is that right?
Statistically, he
Yeah, he
absolutely
But
is.
he's scoring like 25 goals every year and 20 assists.
Yeah, so it's a decent.
Gerrard can still spray a ball like I've never seen.
Of course he can.
He's having a
like
good
fucking
time.
puppets. Like.
But he
Yeah,
was
I heard about-
walking. He was walking.
I
that
can't
pitch.
Does he
remember-
care? Does he still have a beard?
Yes, and oh wait,
Is he getting
no,
fat?
no, and yes, no, no, yes, no.
Has he said what his second favorite emoji is yet?
A football icon.
Someone I can't remember where I heard it, but they were saying it was a great comparison. What Arsene Wenger is going through now was similar to Steven Gerrard in his last year, where like if he'd won when they won the FA Cup, or even last year if Arsenal won the league, it would have been great. Like the year Liverpool almost won it before the slip, but the second year was just so bad, and like the relationship just strained so much, so it's just a bit of a send off. And
I said that before. Like it's gonna get worse before it gets better for Arsenal, unless they buy Mustafi, maybe and Lacazette. They need at least two in that group. I don't know. It's and they need to get all their players back and fit. So,
moving on to the Champions League, Man City beat Studa Bucuresti. Is that it? Stodu?
He missed. Aguero missed 2 penalties and scored a hat-trick. If he was in your fantasy team, you'd be disgusted.
Right, here's a great stat. I saw an article and they were like, has anybody missed 2 penalties and scored a hat-trick before? And it has happened, and it was in the MLS, and one of you saw that with me. Gervinho for Toronto. Who saw that with me? Where he missed 2 penalties and scored a hat-trick and hit the bar in one match.
Remember, you know who's missed 4 penalties in one game. It's the record. You'll get it.
Oh, Batistuta, is it?
No, you're close. He played in that era. Played at World Cup 2010.
He played in World Cup 2010?
Yeah.
Grosso.
Maradona brought him.
Ricola.
He brought him.
Yeah.
Varane.
No.
Diego Milito?
No. Maybe he didn't bring him. It was Martin Palermo.
Oh, he did bring him.
He did bring him.
Palermo
he missed
38.
4. He missed 4 penalties in one night.
He did score a header from the halfway line, though.
That's the one that the penguin splash against Bolivia.
Oh,
in 2009.
Oh,
it's best ever.
All time, all my life. Anyway, so 5-0. They looked incredible, but I presume that we put that down to
that's a pub team.
Okay, so forget about the rest of the results. Roma drew. Not much really happened.
Just an honourable mention to that Celtic game, the absolute brain of it all. They went 3-0 up. Looked to be having having a great old time. Then conceded 2 goals in the second half. Like panic stations hit. Luckily, Moussa Dembele the third got a 4th goal for them. Got a 4 goal for them. And
how's that Colo getting on there? He didn't seem very happy with that picture.
Well, they conceded a good few goals, so I'd imagine that he's starting.
Dundalk went down 2-0 away. It's a huge hill.
Home.
Oh, sorry, was it at home? Sorry,
they were unlucky.
So it's a huge hill to climb. Is it possible?
No.
Realistically, no. I thought that the ref gave a shocking penalty. It was never a penalty. He gave it. They just the conditions weren't great. In fact, I would have played the game in Tala. Personally, I know obviously they're going to get more money and everything. I understand that commercial size. They want to get to advertising. If they came in Tala, they had more of a chance.
They beat
Bate Borisov 3-0 in Tala in the exact same conditions.
Yeah, but
these were probably a better team than these guys.
No, because these lads smashed Celtic like 6-1 last year, but were kicked out because they played
12 players.
An eligible player.
Oh, the eligible players.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah. So like these
Celtic wouldn't give them the rematch.
Yeah, no. We'll go through
the honourable Celtic Football Club. We can't do it wrong.
But,
no rematch for you.
So we're working on transfer for
Dundalk were very poor. It's like they only had the idea that their pace would beat them, but the wing backs were just as quick. They created nothing. They had a half chance in the last few minutes.
Yeah, killed them. Well, like it was. I think until the penalty went in, it was even enough. There wasn't much in it. Maybe. But then as soon as the penalty went in, you could kind of see it's like, oh. It's something for Dundalk to get the first goal or not concede at all. If it went 0-0, I would have given them a chance. Yeah. Look, they did brilliant. They're in Europa League. Should be a credit. So,
let's go through next week's action starting tomorrow, and you guys can just give me some quick predictions.
All this football.
Man United and Southampton at Old Trafford.
Man United,
yeah.
Stoke City and Man City kick off Saturday. It's at Stoke at the Britannia.
I think that'll be a draw. I think.
Who is it?
Shaq versus Man City.
That's at the Britannia.
It is at the Britannia.
Oh, I'm going to go Stoke.
Wow, yeah.
City have a shocking record against them.
Spurs at home to Palace. Never mind. Watford and Chelsea.
All the goals. No, actually, I got to say we obviously have listeners because the amount of messages I was getting, like, you didn't actually triple captain Vardy against Hull, did you? It's like, no, who triple captains on opening day? God.
I know a guy who did.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Lads, I triple captain Musa.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. No, Musa. Watford versus Chelsea.
Chelsea.
2-0.
West Brom hosting Everton.
West Brom.
Wow.
Draw.
West Ham or Everton, I think, are struggling without a striker.
Draw.
Tony Pulis.
Niall Quinn presents Burnley versus Liverpool at 3 o'clock.
He's not actually presenting the show.
He's co-presenting. No, he's not. He's the pundit. The sole pundit.
Is it not Jeff?
Just like when they had an RT back in the day in like 2005, St. Stephen's Day, they had a white Christmas tree. Peter Collins there, sitting in the studio by himself RT2 behind him, and a white Christmas tree. Well, very good win for Man United. Now on to Liverpool.
Here,
Yeah.
Dan, I was going to ask you, do you remember Premier Soccer Saturday in like 2010? When
Do you remember every single episode of Premier Soccer
No,
Saturday
this
in
one.
2000?
On RTE.
Yeah, where Richie Sadler and Kenny Cunningham dressed up as the Pink Panther and a panda.
No, I don't. Did that happen?
Yeah, Richie Sadler told a story on Second Captains where, because they were talking about Gary Lineker, and he goes, there was an intro to Premier League Soccer Saturday. It's not online, trust me. We've all Googled.
Oh,
Where,
is there a picture? I have to check this out.
That's what I was
You might get an image.
where Richie Sadler dressed up as a giant panda. It's like today for their expert analyst is like Richie Sadler and Kenny Cunningham, and they're just dressing you.
Obviously, they had no listeners that day.
That's
No, I
absolutely
have no recollection.
Oh, right.
So yeah, no,
I thought
he's the sole pundit because it's just for Ireland, and they're like they know Niall Quinn, so
I thought it was Jeff Stelling and the Countdown Lady.
they're Friday Night Football. This is
It's too
Yeah,
much
Rachel
football.
Riley's doing fancy football.
who?
The
Rachel Riley. That's
Countdown
the
Lady.
Okay,
Countdown Lady.
Countdown Lady.
The
Yes,
smart countdown lady.
yeah, she's smarter than you.
Carol Vorderman.
Who isn't?
Richard Mightley. Where are you going?
Okay, so anyway, Burnley and Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I think.
Okay,
You think? It's not Anfield.
No, it's at
It's not an
Burnley's.
Oh, was
Anfield.
it? Oh.
Liverpool asked for all their first few games to be away while the stadium's being finished.
Oh, and they were. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, wow. Okay, when is Liverpool's first home game? Next week.
I think it's Leicester.
It's November or something.
It's Leicester next week. They play Spurs. Then it's the
We have a great run coming up at the end.
then it's the international break, and then it's Leicester.
Swansea versus Hull City.
Swansea.
Leicester.
Llorente with a hat trick.
Okay. Leicester versus Arsenal. Ooh, ah.
Arsenal.
Go
Half-five.
Leicester.
Jesus, Saturday is the
This thing
greatest.
Arsenal are shocking. at
Leicester
times.
haven't beaten Arsenal since 1994.
Saturday is the greatest day for
And
sports
best
of
time
all
for
time.
ITK.
So on Saturday, if you
Jamie Vardy.
if you choose to on Saturday, you get to watch Stoke Man City, Liverpool Burnley, Leicester and Arsenal, probably some match from foreign, and then UFC and NXT. What
And
is
the Spanish league starts again.
So where are we
so,
going?
okay, there you go.
Crazy.
We'll get to that later. Sunderland versus Middlesbrough on Sunday.
Local derby. I go Sunderland.
This is the Sunday to spend with your loved ones, just to get it out of the way, because the football on is terrible.
Until SummerSlam that night.
And West Ham versus Bournemouth.
West Ham.
Oh, wait a minute. So
It's
when they do Friday Night Football, they don't do Monday Night Football. Okay, so it's always going to be 7 out of 10. Sorry.
It's West Ham's new stadium.
West Ham.
So
Okay, I have no pictures of Richie Sadler. Very briefly before we go into fantasy, just some awards. I'm going to go goal of the week with Phil Coutinho. No, wait. Mane is goal of the week.
I'm gonna go Coutinho's first goal because I think it was more important in the match, the free kick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was so important that changed the game. So Coutinho.
if a Premier League season starts off with a double bicycle and it doesn't get goal of the week, it's absolutely outrageous.
He's kind of right.
We
though.
see free kicks, we see awful defending and a great strike nonetheless, but a double bicycle, haven't seen it
That's
since Christmas
fair,
Day
Sheriff.
1996 in the Parish Green.
And the priest was one of them.
The priest was the goalpost.
Hero of the week.
Hero. I don't know.
I'm going to go with Gary Neville for being so self-deprecating.
He actually was good. Wasn't
When he called the Liverpool Arsenal match, Martin Tyler says, welcome back to the Premier League, Gary. After the man goal, he goes, to be fair, I did see a few goals at Valencia. And
Yeah, he did say, and to be fair, he actually did say his performances at Valencia were shocking.
yeah.
To be fair, he did.
And then on
completely
Monday Night
honest.
Football, him and
Carragher putting
yeah,
up
it
his
was-
feet on the desk.
It was incredible. The thing he said to Stones as well, he's going on about how great Stones was, and Gary's like, you didn't play him though, did you? Your hero of the week?
He signed a new deal, and I don't think he's going to have a good season, but Mahrez.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go Gary Neville, sure, if I could.
And Spoofer.
Definitely Shane Duffy.
Yeah.
So, a little story about Shane Duffy. He's had 4 games. That's 4 competitive games he's had. 1 against France in the Euros. Howler for the second goal that allowed Griezmann in. Then he got sent off. Opening game of the season, they lost 4-1 at home to Norwich. Second game of the season, they lost 3-0 away to Wigan. He got sent off. And then last night, they lost 2-1 away to Cardiff. He scored 2 own goals and got sent off. So he's had 4 games, 3 own goals and 2 red cards and 12 goals conceded. And he's looking to join Colo Touré at centre-half at Celtic. He's also rejected a contract at Blackburn. He's deleted his Twitter. He's got so much abuse. They said they're clearly doing this on purpose. Some of the own goals, I mean, literally, Remember saying like your man just knocked it in the own goal earlier, hit the post, and literally he got it and fired it top corner. He literally was heading the ball into his net half the time. I don't know what he was doing, and then he got sent off the last minute for kicking the ball away in frustration, and pretty much gave the finger to the fans.
Well done, Mr. Duffy.
Yeah.
Okay. My favourite time of the year, besides predictions, looking at the names of our fantasy league friends. So in 15th place with Rouge FC, we have David Rogers.
By the way, I can't find the code, so...
At 22. Okay, we'll put it in the description of the video. We will this time. In 14th place, it's myself on 34 points.
It's a great team.
Is the night people in it?
Did you like my team name this year?
What is it?
Giroud.
Oh,
Giroud?
Giroud.
Finally, I came up with an okay name. Rat
Where was better than Oasis? Like.
Ratbanger Rovers. See, what's good? Ratbanger Rovers, which is Noel Keeley, 13th place on 36 points. IPT Techers, Rob Normal, on 37 points in 12th place. Sheriff Kante, Shane Lahart in 11th place with 40 points. Jack Bauer for hire.
Kick him out.
Who's this Regis?
Who's that?
No, he was in it last time, wasn't
he? Yeah, good.
Who was Regis?
Good listener.
I don't know Regis.
No, Regis was in it last week.
I don't know him though.
Or last year, sorry. In 10th place with 41 points. Then we have James Byrne with Winaldi, 42 points. I don't know. Purple Main in 8th place. That's Kenny Murphy on 44 points. K-Side Crew, Darren Hillard. These are all very familiar names. 7th place on 45 points. Can of Coke.
Can of Coke. Chan of Coke, actually, it's supposed to be called. Chan of Coke.
I wish that there was could you put an omelette over the A or something so we know... Chan of Coke. That's actually incredible, Dan. Well done. Where did you get that?
I thought it myself.
Wow. Dan is in 6th place on 46
First
points.
for the best name.
This is pretty good, though. Men Behaving Chadley, which you must have robbed.
Men Behaving Chadley.
No, he did. He's
given the theme song and everything.
He's giving it away with his face. He definitely robbed that.
Sing the song there, John.
50 points. Big Heart Dex.
I wanted to go with Big Boss Man Behaving Chadley, but it wouldn't fit in.
What about Boss Man Behaving Chadley?
That might
Big Heart Dex, Stephen Vincent, 4th place on 52 points. Chat Shit Get Banged.
Who's that?
Dave Nolte.
Dave Nolte on 53 points. That's my favourite so far. The Real Americans, Reg Harrison on 59 points. Reg is shocking bad last year. So fair play to him in 2nd place. And then where's Villa? Ronan O'Reilly. What's the joke there?
He's Aston Villa fan, so I'm guessing.
Where's Villa? You see? You can't. Anyway.
Could be Ricky Villa.
He's 11 points in the lead already. 11 points in the lead already.
Oh, I think we should give up.
Time to play the wild card, lads. Do join the fancy team. We'll put the code up. You can always get us at ITK Soccer Show on Twitter, the ITK Soccer Show on YouTube, and you can like us on Facebook, also Facebook.com/the ITK Soccer Show. Enjoy the very first Friday night football of the season, and we'll be back sometime next week with a review of said matches. Until then, have a good one.